So in a previous video, we made my G90 M5 faster.
Oh my God!
But today, we're gonna be addressing the stance. We're gonna be installing the AUTOID Stance Kit, which consists of Cobra lowering springs and BMW spacers. That's gonna give this car the perfect fitment to really close down these arch gaps. So before we get started, I'm just gonna get a quick measurement from the middle of the center cap to the top of the arch, so we know we've got a baseline of what we're gonna work with in terms of how much we can lower. And that's measuring in at 42 centimeters on the front. And the rear is coming in at 41.5. And what the spacers are gonna improve is this. At the moment, the wheel is tucked pretty far into the arch, and we're gonna be bringing that wheel out so it's perfectly in line with the arch. It'll make the overall stance of the car look a lot more aggressive on the road. So the suspension we're gonna be fitting today is the Cobra lowering springs, and let's pop one of these out for you. So Cobra quote a 25mm drop with these. Obviously we've got our measurements now, so we can actually make sure that they do drop 25mm before and after. In the past, we've run Cobra on quite a few cars. I've run them on my previous G82 and the ride quality was perfect. So I'm very excited to get these fitted. And then also, we're gonna be installing some BMW spacers. I've gone for 15mm all round because I've done a little bit of testing yesterday morning. And to me, I think 15mm look perfect. It brings the wheels ever so slightly out of the arches by around 1 or 2mm, but I think it gives it a bit more of an aggressive stance. But I'll throw a little graphic up on the screen now so you guys can make your own decision on what you prefer. So Kai, this is the first time we've done an install on a G90 M5 for a suspension change. Have you got any idea how it's going to go?
So I'm assuming it's going to be similar to the F90 M5, which will mean we're going to have to strip away some of the rear to get access to the top mounts. Apart from that, I think it should be pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Is that famous last words?
That is probably going to be famous last words, but we're not scared.
So as you can see here, we've just stripped the whole rear of the G90 out to gain access to start undoing the suspension. So as we remove the suspension and moves popping on the new spring, we have just found this on the shock. This is essentially a factory transport-in spacer. It stops the spring from like bouncing around and stuff when it's on the loaders. So this shouldn't actually be on the car. And this little thing would make the ride stiffer. We're gonna go around and check the rest of them now and make sure they're not on the backs or the other side as well. So all the springs are now fitted. We're just gonna get the spacers on and then we'll be putting the wheels on, and then I wanna take this car out for a drive and see what it actually feels like. It's a fairly long-winded job. The rears are fairly long-winded purely because you have to strip the whole rear end out to gain access to the top mounts. And the fronts are pretty similar to like every other BMW, to be honest. So when installing the spacers, it's always best practice to run a little layer of copper grease on the hub. That way, when you put your spacer on, it's just gonna pop straight on. So the springs and the spacers have now been fitted on the G90 M5, and luckily behind me, the new Light Plus body kit has just arrived. This body kit consists of front splitter, side skirt, and a rear diffuser. So we're gonna be getting that on now. What's the plan then, Kai?
So as you can see, we're going to start with the rear diffuser. Very easy install, it's all OEM mounting point. So all we have to do, if you look underneath, there's just 1, 2, 3, 10mm here to undo. We just need to lower this middle trim because this just goes under there, and then it'll just be a case of clips, unclipping it, getting the new one on, pop the 10mm back in, then it'll all be done.
So now the rear diffuser's off, it's time to get the Light Plus carbon one on. So the Light Plus rear diffuser has just been installed. One thing to note, which we have noticed, is I've obviously got the aftermarket Miltech axle back, and these tips are very sunken in. So we're gonna have to adjust to have the tips out, which means if you do have the stock factory tips, you might want to change the exhaust tips or try and pull them out to the absolute maximum, because I do feel like the exhaust tips are a little bit lost now. I do like how this diffuser looks. I think it's a solid upgrade from the stock diffuser, but my heart is with the TRE diffuser, which is currently available to pre-order because me and Jack had a big part in terms of the design and everything for that. This will suit some people will prefer this, and some people will prefer the TRE one, but with me, I prefer the TRE one.
So now moving on to the front splitter, same as the rear diffuser, it's all OEM mounting points, so it should be a nice, easy install. It's just a few plastic push clips we need to remove and some 10mm bolts, which we'll be reusing to mount this light product. So as you can see, we're nearly finished just on the side skirt now. So far, this kit, fitment wise, has been 10 out of 10. It's been really easy to install. And these side skirts look like they're gonna be the same. It is just 3M tape, so it should be a nice quick install on these. So let's get these on.
So I'm just going to measure on the front now, and we're coming in at 39 centimeters. Before, on the front, this was 42, so we've had a 30mm drop on the front. Let's measure the rear now. And if I remember rightly, the rear was 41.5, so we'll measure that now. I think it should be a slightly less of a drop on the rear. We have got 39 centimeters on the rear as well. So the rear is lowered by 25mm and the front is lowered by 30mm. I think that's been a pretty big transformation for the G90 M5 today. The front end looks very, very nice with the Light Plus splitter and the Light Plus skirts. And in terms of like the wheel fitment, it's low, but it's not too low. You've got the perfect amount of clearance. You're not going to be smashing off the splitter and stuff like that. And the 15mm front and rear spacers have just given the car the stance that it kind of needed without going too stupid. It's at that like perfect aggressive OEM plus kind of like mark. And overall, the car's starting to look really good, like really, really good. Let me show you around the back. And then around the back, we've obviously got our TRE PR1 spoiler, which I absolutely love. We fit that in a later video if you didn't see. And then we've now installed the Light Plus two-piece rear diffuser. So all the parts we fitted in today's video are in stock and available on the AUTOID store. Make sure you check that out. Use code YouTube5, you're gonna get a nice little discount on any parts. And if you don't have a G90 M5, it doesn't matter because we've got loads of other parts available for different cars, so make sure you check out the website. So I've got something else which is very exciting. We've now launched pre-orders on the TRE PR1 body kit, so make sure you check that out, and I'm gonna give you guys a sneak preview of what that body kit's gonna look like now. Right, so Jack's back from his honeymoon.
Really happy to be here as well.
Did a little trip, so I thought he drove the car when it was on the stock suspension, so give you a bit of an idea of what it feels like. Now it's got that, and you also haven't driven it since it's been tuned as well.
I've not driven it in a while, to be fair.
No.
So I'm excited to, and I've actually forgotten how to drive as well.
That's literally it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, because like you say, you've had it tuned and we've done the suspension.
Yes, it is rapid now. The only thing I'm worried about is Kai just popped out in this car a little while ago and he's driven it on the battery. So we've got very low battery levels at the moment.
2 miles.
So I don't know how much that's going to affect the power. The ride feels good though, like in the passenger seat.
Yeah. We've not actually spoken about the ride, but it does actually feel very supple. Like, it feels very nice. It feels the same as what it did before.
I would say that it feels exactly the same.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it feels.
I wasn't too sure whether them PDI blocks that I found earlier in the video, I just spoke to Jack about that. I didn't know if that would affect the ride at all, but it feels, I would probably say, identical to what it was before.
Yeah, I've not driven a fast car in a long time.
Nice.
Yep, no, it's coming to power nice.
Just a little
Yeah, that definitely puts you in the back of your seat, doesn't it?
All the way down.
Oh my God! Nah, that's different level. What the hell? I think that's the fastest car.
Oh, stupid.
I think that's the fastest car I've driven.
It's actually stupid.
That's crazy. You think for a 2.5 ton car?
Yeah, no, it's mad.
It's nuts.
Mate, that's disgusting.
Oh my God, it pushes your stomach, doesn't it? It makes you feel sick.
So let us know what you think about how the car looks like now down in the comments. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We have got a lot more coming for this car and a few of the other shop car builds which we're currently working on. So make sure you are subscribed and you don't miss anything. Turn the bell notification on as well. And we'll catch you guys next Sunday at 4 p.m.